Maximum form data. My form data has 18 or I think 16. It's showing 18 results, but two persons submitted twice. These two persons submitted twice. I could delete it. There's the option right there, but I don't need to. I don't really care. So let's see the reports. What was I trying to find out, right? I wanted to find out the location of the trainers that were dealing with us for digital survey and GIS. This tool will also help us know how to assign people to where they're going. But besides writing it on the attendance sheet, I decided to put it on Kobo so we can demonstrate the GIS part of this whole thing that we're teaching. So I wanted the teachers' names, country of origin. I was just playing around to get more details. It is of no importance to us here. Community address, yes. Want to know where you at, but then on top of that, we also want the GPS location of where you at. Additional comments, all of that. So for the GPS location, you will not see a table analyzing it. So it will not be on your reports. It's on the table somewhere, but there's not analysis done for it. Reports here will handle the questions. I got answers that you can deal with. The gallery will look for pictures. If I had asked for pictures on that form, you will see them here. The map will handle the GPS location. When you click on the map, it will show you all the points that have your responses. Okay, I look at it. Also, among the people that answer, most of them around Monrovia to Painesville. But then we also got two in Kakata. So this is showing us geo points, so we know that it got GIS data for us to use. So we go to downloads. As you can see, I've been using it before. I've downloaded it 3 times before just as a demo. So there's no need for me to download new data because there's no new response. Nobody now send new form in for that same project. So we just use the same old one. We download this and we open it. The key thing you need to know about getting this data into QGIS properly is you need to identify your longitude and your latitude. GIS that basically geography with computer thing behind it. So your longitude and your latitude are key. So all the start, end, and whatnot unneeded, I'll delete it. All the extra thing here unneeded, I'll delete it. I want the index maybe just to show which one came first. That's all. So then we look at community name. Yeah, the teacher name, country of origin. Now, when they tell you current address, GPS location, anytime you're collecting geopoint, there are 5 different fields that QGIS can put on your, what's it called? They can put on your table. They will give you initially everything in one column, which I don't like. Current address, GPS location. They put your latitude, they put your longitude, they put the accuracy, and I think the elevation somewhere around there. They put all these things here, and it can confuse QGIS. So we deleted QGIS. Now come in here to separate longitude, latitude from accuracy, and all of that here. So we don't need that field. We already see our latitude. So call it latitude. Try to reduce that plenty name, yeah. This one, longitude. So when you hear people talking about how your GPS location is figure out that your longitude and your latitude is like a table, right? Where X meets Y, that point, that where you're located. You will see why I'm talking about X and Y. Altitude, we don't really care how high in the air you were when you took this GPS point. It's not really bothering us. Precision, now what precision does, it tells us how accurate the collection of this data was. The people with the lowest precision are the most accurate for where they at. People with the higher number of precision, it means that it could be within a range. So that's why when we're building the COBOL form, we sit down and we wait. You know that when you're doing the GPS, when you gotta wait for the GPS to connect to the satellites properly, and then you will see the accuracy drop. And COBOL will take the point automatically by itself if the accuracy drop below 5 or right around 5. If you get tired waiting for COBOL to collect that point and you notice that the accuracy will not drop, then your second press it and it will collect. But it's better to let COBOL do the work and just be patient. So now that you got all this information, you save as CSV. CSV, comma delimited CSV. Take that. I just want to put today date behind it so I know where to find it again next time somebody asks me to do a demonstration for them. Yeah, 2024 07/12. Yeah, saving it right in my downloads so it can be easy to find. Spreadsheet will always tell you save anything as CSV. There will be certain features that will not work with CSV because CSV is a little bit old school. Yes, just say yes because we need the CSV. Okay. Now, for this, so now you can get your students here to do this. And you can show them how to do skip logic and how to put the questions in groups. I realized that I haven't shown you yet about groups on this particular video, but I have a previous video where I showed how to do groups on the phone. I will run another video, possibly share it tomorrow, on how to do groups again on the computer. Um, Once you can get your students here, you've gone like 80% of the course. The next part of it now is just showing them this thing over and over so they can get used to it, and then how to put this CSV file into QGIS. So open Q. QGIS is a desktop application. It can be installed on Apple computers as well. It's just a little bit funny on Apple computer, but it does all the same things. It's just the interface a little bit strange, but that is still a very powerful tool. I worked on QGIS on Apple computer for years before I actually got it on Windows. I could open a project, but I don't want to do that. I want to start from zero. So let's create a new project. And then for those of you who haven't reached out to me yet about your GIS folders, reach out to your other partners in the group chats. A lot of these guys have the information that you're looking for. What I shared with the teachers is what I call base layers. We give you base layers so that when you bring your points in to the map, it can make sense. What do I mean? QGIS is like a photo editing tool. So how when the men are facing the banners on Corel Draw or something, they will use plenty different pictures. All those things are called layers. They use plenty different layers to create one final image for your banner. Now, how we're taking plenty different GIS layers and we'll finish up with one map. So what do we need for a map? We know we got our points for where our teacher living. Now the main thing we want to show, well, how do you show it? Let me show you something. You come to layer, add layer. We are dealing with vector layers for the most part, delimited text layer after that. By the time we start talking about raster layer, we'll be getting into intermediate. Raster layer will be showing you satellite imagery and how to upload those into your project as well. Beside the one that you can get from Google Earth. Because Google Earth, once your internet on and you turn on the satellite imagery, you will see it. But sometimes some satellite imagery be specific from some kind of Landsat or from some kind of NGO that want you to do analysis on a particular area. You will get raster images for that area. But that's for another day. Vector layers, vector data that most of the GPS tools can produce that. So a handheld GPS, the lay points that we collected on the phone using COBOL, the surveyor tool that they can use, all the things that will be collecting vector data for you. The vector data that we collected in Q, I didn't want to try to download it as KML or KMZ. There's some kind of option there that will download it that you can just bring it straight here. But the idea is to demonstrate the delimited text layer. So we downloaded it as Excel and then we converted it to CSV. So when you come here, you click on add layer, then you click on add delimited text layer, delimited text.csv. CSV stands for comma separated value, right? Let me go back. Comma separated values. When you look at the layer here, add layer, add delimited text layer, you see the comma right in front of it. It's trying to let you know what it's talking about. So you get the file like this, and then You look for, you get this window and then you go look for your file. Click on it. I know my file's in downloads. Yeah, right here. I just saved it this morning. I like to save my work in, I like to sort it by date. While saving it anywhere on my computer, I sort it by date because there's so many different files that you might be involved with. So it's good you sort your stuff by date so you can know quickly which one you used recently. Now, file format, CSV. So that's all you were looking for just now. You want comma separated values for that delimited text layer. And you can change it right here. You can go back to vector, then you bring some kind of vector layer in. But for vector layer, no need to go through the long process to add it. You can just drag it and drop it straight in the project. So let's move on to one complicated place. You say geometry definition. Geometry definition. You need to let us know what's going on. The point coordinates, yes. So the points, we want to know which field are X, which field are Y. Because QGIS was made well, if you got a field that says latitude, QGIS knows automatically that the Y there. Longitude that your X. Longitude for Liberia. For all locations in Liberia, your longitude always negative. Right? Longitude split the earth from top to bottom. Liberia sits on the side of the longitudes that are negative because we across the west. The longitude that are positive, they go on to the east side. Latitude, we sit above, we're going towards the north. We're above the line that splits the earth in half, the equator. Little bit above it. So our latitudes are always positive. I'm telling you this so that in case you get something on file that didn't call the name longitude, didn't call it latitude, but you can see the negative coordinate, you know the negative, that your X field. The positive that your Y field for all locations in Liberia when they come in with longitude and latitude. When you are doing longitude and latitude, the project CRS in QGIS will be WGS 84. Don't stress on it too much. I will explain it to you more in another video. Just know that longitude, latitude, Liberia use WGS 84. When it comes to UTM, another story, then you can change the thing. But none of when you got latitude, longitude, like what Kobo will give you. All the data that are coming in from Kobo, you want your X to match your longitude, your Y to match your latitude, your geometry CRS, let it be this exact thing here. EPSG 4326, WGS 84. Most of the time, this is the default that people will go to because that's the default for longitude and latitude. We add. And once you add, it's already there. So we can close it now. We close it. Okay. We got 18 GPS points that we collected from 16 teachers. We put all the points here. You the point here. I'm looking at them now. What do they mean? I just seen dot, right? Unlike the map on Kobo, The map on Kobo is telling me, right? It's already telling me around Monrovia and Pinsville are where most of our action is. Okay, how far out do we have people? We got people all the way out in Kakata and whatnot. You see the different counties, you see the different districts, you see town names, you see concession, you see things that are trying to help you identify, right? All those things that you see behind the points that are called base layers. Those are the layers that are in the background to help you paint the picture. QGIS get enough. We need to go find them to add them there. Hmm? So we'll go to Q. So this is my GIS folder for all the work that I've done in the past. What I've noticed about GIS data, somebody will always want access to it later on when you think you not forget about it. So I just try to organize them and keep them. Base layer data. So for our base layer data, what I shared with the team, I getting Africa boundaries. So this Africa boundary, I can just drag it there, drop it. Africa boundary now showing me all of Africa, all the countries in Africa, all the lines are separating them. And like I said, this QGIS data are layers. These are two different layers. One are point, one are the polygon, the whole map of the country. I put a polygon up just now. A not by mistake is to demonstrate to you the way you line up your layers here, that how they will appear on the map. We now put Africa boundaries over the points now, so you're hiding it. We can hardly see it. You can change all of this by design or by arrangement. Hmm? Yeah, Africa boundaries there. You want the points to go over, you can drag Africa boundaries down. Drag it down, the points come back up, right? But let's say you don't like the color, the way Africa boundaries looking, you don't like the color. So what I try to do is add all the layers that I want, then I do my edits. But let me do the edit one at a time so you can see everything. Africa boundaries, we want it to be clear in the middle. We want paint inside the countries. Okay. So we come to symbology. The one we call symbology is about symbols. How do you want the thing to look as symbology? So we click on symbology. Yo, yo, yo. Then we choose. I want the Africa boundary to just be black line around the country. Let inside be white. I hit apply. I already seen it there. I set it with it. Now, how did I reach this small window? I noticed that I rushed it. You can either double click on the one you want change, the layer that you want change, you double click on it. The place will come. If you want to do it the long way, you right click on it, then you click on properties. The window will still come. So you can see it. Symbology and labels will be the two things that we discuss. Symbology and labels, one single label, nothing extra. The whole play about that your choice. You're dealing with font and other things. You're dealing with the font, how big you want it to be. You want it to be bold. You want it to be italics. Which font you want it to be in. All those things there. Now, when you're doing a label, what you have to know is which field inner data that you want displayed. For me, in the Africa boundary file, I already know it got plenty fields. It got object ID, something called ISO that I don't even pay attention to. You got the name of the country, you got the continent name, you got the region. I want to display the name of the country because that's the main thing. That's the name of each country. When I take on a continent, it will put Africa, Africa, Africa in everybody name. So let me see. Africa, Africa, Africa. We know that Africa. I don't know the individual country name. If it's a region, it should be West Africa. Or they even give me something here. Let me see what you got there for me. Anyway, you get my point. Um, Name is what we really need. So we got Cote d'Ivoire, we got Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone. We getting a small idea now. Okay, so all our points in Liberia, they're around the area. What else do we need to make this picture look better? What all we need? Let's see what in Kobo got. Kobo got the counties, they got the roads, they got the rivers, they got the districts, they got concession, they got proposed protected area. So let's see. Come out to my base layer data. I got roads for Liberia here. Same way, just grab the file that says SHP. All the other files are working for you in the background. You need them, but this is the one that you will put in the project, the one that says SHP. Yeah, drop it in. As you notice that Liberia roads is not showing anything in Ivory Coast. Not Ivory Coast roads will show. Eh? You see that? So now looking like we're getting somewhere. A lot of us seem to live around the road, right? Nobody in this space here. Nobody on this side. Even the Kakakata guys, they live in rest side of the road. Interesting. Rest side of the main highways because there are smaller roads that I don't want to put here. It can just make the project complicated. So the roads, I let my roads to be red. I don't like it. So I double click on it again. I go to symbology. I want me the road a little bit thicker. Easier got thick, Jenna. Okay. Then I change the color. I know road to be gray. I hit apply. Okay. Another thing we can do is go to layer, the same way we added the delimited text layer, layer, add layer, vector layer. Then as you where the layer is. Then you go look for it. As you can see, it's just a slow process that will delay you. So I can just go straight in drag and drop. The other things I want to add is waterways. I want to add all the waters in Liberia. Put everything there for me. Once again, QGIS ain't no color. It done made the water pink. We're not selling Kool-Aid. We looking for water. So make the water blue. You hit apply. Getting somewhere. Got the roads. We got the waterways, we got the African